what made you decide to go into doing your own stuff, your own game? So I understand that's what you work on right now.
Right, yeah. I'm working on a game called Crow's Requiem. The name of the studio is Ex Ignorantia. And it's actually, the studio actually comes as an evolution of a creative collective, also called Ex Ignorantia, that came before. We were focused on tabletop RPGs. We released two physical books, and a bunch of digital materials through crowdfunding. We had a really cool community online, playing the games, giving feedback, watching lives, doing their own live streams of the game. And I don't know. I think the same kind of wish that got me from just the written word, because I do love writing books. It is something very dear to my heart to this day. But what got me from just writing to writing like just comic books for myself and my friends, and then into the animation, and really with the RPGs, kind of trying to give the artistic interpretation of what was being written for the player. I feel like it's such a natural need that keeps growing, to see the word being more visual, more interactive, more adaptable to what the player slash reader is going for themselves. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of a natural path that got me from just writing to writing and seeing, writing and reacting, and now reacting even more with like the pixels and stuff.
Gotcha. So for you, it feels like a natural progression from, I wouldn't say passive, because still reading is pretty active, but going from sort of pure consuming to more interactive media.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's exactly it. That's something that we actually say in like the studio motto, or like manifesto, is that it's not stories made to be consumed. They're made to be lived. So I feel like exactly as you put, it's less of a passive. Again, it's not just passive, but still like it's you're more in the control seat by each experience, by each iteration, and I love that.
Gotcha. Yeah, it feels like a lot more experimental games that are kind of moving in that direction. Just last night I played Slay the Princess. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's also one of those very experimental games where it's like
For sure.
visual novels are getting mixed up with more interactive games. Dispatch now was still pretty successful as well.
Totally. Yeah, totally. If you think about it, even like No, I'm Not Human has that element of just like interacting with people, seeing what they're all about through the dialogues, but then you have this extra mechanics, the extra weirdness, whatever it is, if it's superheroes or creatures from somewhere, like it's all that little twist into the way we consume narratives, for sure.
I have actually a idea that I have been proving for a while here, so I would be curious to hear your opinion on it. I tend to think that having all of this categorized under games actually hurts more than it helps. Because we have games like Detroit Become Human, like Dispatch, Slay the Princess, things that we would almost categorize like interactive movies, that like, let's say, movies that have an options, but we all put it under games, which I feel like is a bit of a disservice to them, because people that would be into this don't go into it because it's categorized as games.
Yeah, I feel like I totally get it, but I do say that cuts both ways, in the sense of what's the pool of potential people interacting with this, and games are like just such a huge pool of people. We're all chronically online right now, we're all chronically on our devices and stuff. So I totally get what you're saying, but I feel like in when it comes time to bring something into the world, you kind of go broader, because then you find people who like games that are more interactive narratives and stuff, but you have a chance of like touching someone who wouldn't interact with something that is not a game. I feel like Disco Elysium is likely like such a evangelizer, like of games as narratives, because I feel like it kind of the reverse engineering of maybe a lot of people who would only go for games found out about this whole universe of like literary written games and more moral choices and less of more of a gray area of what is protagonist and stuff. So yeah, I think I totally get it, but I feel like we're still trying to aim for broader and then finding our people inside and maybe surprising some people into something they didn't know they would like. Yeah.